Tonight, the feud between village trustees and embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard widened. Henyard was not present at tonight's special village board meeting. In her absence, a majority of Dalton's trustees named Jason House the mayor pro tem so he can do things like sign contracts and pay bills. They also say Henyard continues to ignore important village business, and taking this action was necessary to make sure Dalton still functions and residents can receive services.
We're not trying to circumvent, and we can't circumvent what the Constitution says. However, we've seen in many cases where the mayor's just not doing her job, and we want to make sure that we have a backup plan so that we're not reacting. We're trying to be a little bit more proactive.
Mayor Henyard is widely expected to veto the action taken at tonight's meeting, as she's done previously. We have reached out to Henyard for comment, but have not heard back.
So there you have it. Mayor Henyard was a no-show at Monday's board meeting. Yes, she went Awol, apparently. And the trustees are accustomed to Mayor Henyard's tardiness, and she has missed some meetings in the past. But the trustees have reported that her absences have become far too frequent. Now, this could mean absolutely nothing, or it could beg the question, has the self-appointed supermayor thrown in the towels and said goodbye to the tumultuous relationships that she has with the trustees, the village of Dalton, and Thornton Township? And really quickly, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I have a goal of 5K. I have one more week to get to 5K to make my goal. I would really appreciate it for you to like, share, and subscribe. Now back to the story. So let's talk about the fallout of the story of the missing supermayor and what it means for the trustees, the people's business that must carry on. Now, as you know, Jason House has been appointed Pro Tempore. So a Pro Tempore is simply defined as for the time being. In other words, an official is chosen or appointed to occupy a position either temporarily or in the absence of that regular elected official. Now, with Mayor Henyard's whereabouts unknown and the appointment of a temporary replacement stirring up gossip, everyone is left to speculate about what this could mean for their community. Will the embattled mayor return, or has the supermayor lost her superpowers? Now, I know we've roasted the supermayor, but on a serious note, it appears virtually impossible to recover from the irreparable damages that has been done by the mayor and her underlings. Now, we aren't debating about sidewalks or what days of the week a citizen can water their grass. This is far more sinister, and it's not just the supermayor that is under scrutiny, but also her underlings like her senior administrator, Keith Freeman, the police chief and his crew, and of course, the latest allegation made against Andrew Holmes for inappropriate, unlawful behavior against Mayor Henyard's former assistant while on a business trip. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but think about it for a moment. Mayor Henyard always seems to defer to things that she's done in the community that are good, right? It's like she's trying to take a paradox and brainwash people with it. Like, for instance, she's always like looking at a list of things that she's done in the community, from providing medical services to some of the students or local community kids after there's been a tragedy of some sort, building a skating rink, having a cancer charity. I don't know, y'all. Scratch that one. That one didn't go over too well. Let's just scratch that one. All of the things that she's done in the community. But the long and short of it is, Tiffany, that's your job. That would just be absolutely ridiculous for, let's just say, a doctor to say, hey, I treated my patient today. I wrote the proper script for them, and I gave them a diagnosis of this, and they need to have these tests done. Yeah, pat me on the back. No, doctor, I won't, because you get paid, right? And that is what you wanted to do. And that is what you committed to do. And that is what you took an oath to do. Yes, it's almost like she's trying to convince us that, her value has a place and that she's relevant, in the current position. Yes, because it's a lot of work when you have to convince people that you are suitable in your current position. When in reality, when a person does that, they're actually hiding something else that they've done that they should not have done. That's my personal opinion about that. I don't like it when people are in positions and especially positions of power, as she puts it, and they've constantly just browbeat you with all of the things that they've done. Well, dear, that's your job, and that's why you make almost $300,000 a year, Miss Tiffany. Although Mayor Henyard appears to be totally unbothered by the allegations, her once steady demeanor has taken a beating. Not to mention, the looming presence of the FBI has to be unnerving. Now, I've openly admitted that if I was in Mayor Henyard's shoes, I would have to seriously consider meeting with the feds to spill my guts in hopes of getting some type of break. But here's where my version gets lost in translation. The mayor has claimed her innocence, and as long as she's crying foul, then my option of turning herself in wouldn't make any sense. Now, we know you love the limelight, Miss Tiffany, and there's not a camera that you didn't love. But this position of power, as you call it, this is a position of service, right? This is not a position where you can be a diva. So that diva-ship, is that even a word? Well, I just made it a new word. That diva-ship, you need to save that for like the housewives of some sort, right? So maybe, let's see, you guys are in the Midwest. Where's the closest housewife? Maybe Housewives of Potomac, maybe. I understand Robin and Candace are leaving. So maybe you should, audition for the Housewives of Potomac. Well, I was going to say you might need a husband before you can be on the Housewives. But as I recall it, only about 50% of those girls actually have a husband. So, scratch that. So let's just say that you're on the Housewives of Potomac. Then you can strut your stuff, girl, all you want around town. There is cameras following you everywhere, and you won't have to serve anyone, right? But what you're bringing to this role, that diva attitude, sweetheart, there's no place for that. You're actually a public servant. That's what you signed up for, and there's nothing wrong with that. This scandal has blown up. Now, it's not quite Watergate, but my goodness gracious, it's a national conversation now. This story has spanned throughout the United States, probably out of the country, and not in a good way, Miss Henyard. I know you love the limelight, because there is no way you should be proud of people calling you the worst mayor in America. That is so not cute, Tiffany. There's so many layers to this story. So keep your eyes peeled and your ears open for this developing story of the missing super mayor as we delve into the secrets that lie hidden in the shadows of the files, lies, truths, and intrigue, all waiting to be uncovered. Thank you for tuning in to Southern Confidential, and for all things true crime, hit like and subscribe. Thank you.